Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the East Orlando Chamber of Commerce, and this is our time where first Tuesday of every month we get to meet our members more deeply and do like an interview. We're also going to be here for lunch. We're at Marlowe's Tavern here at Waterford Lakes. So lunch is at 12:30. I'm here with Alexis. She is CEO, and also her company is sponsoring today 317 Virtual Workplace Solutions. So I'm going to be asking her some questions. But please, if you're watching us or you saw the little blip come up that EOCC is live, make your way down here to Marlowe's Tavern at Waterford Lakes. So, Alexis. And it's always good because she's also a member, but a friend, but also a client too. So I think that's super cool.
And I want
trifecta. You got the trifecta going. All right. Talk to me how 317 started. Well, first, why is 317? Is that where like you physically started?
Oh no. So our investor and our owner, he is Christian, and that's his favorite verse, John 3:17 in the Bible. So that is where the 317 comes from our name. The way that our company started is I had been in the industry for 6 years prior. I had worked with a franchise and learned the industry of executive suite and virtual officing. And I had an opportunity to open up a space with a different investor through another executive suite that we had known. And they were gracious enough to have us open up in their space. That's our partner, Your Office USA. They have multiple locations around the United States, but we are officed in their downtown Orlando office. And I had 2 weeks to start a company. I had an 11-month-old baby and one staff member. I had worked with my prior clients and brought over 36 clients that we started with.
Wow.
And then we helped the other clients transition from the space we were at before that company was going out of business. And was really able to just kind of do what I did before and service a lot of clients I had before, but in some different ways, in my own ways now. And now we have 6 staff members, and we service about 75 clients.
Cool. All right. Walk me through what you do, because you said officing, right? I didn't know that became a verb, but that's cool too. I like it. If you can Google, I mean, you can officing, right? Yeah. And what do you do? Like, what's that space that you're in? Because you said I'm in that industry, but what specific industry is that? And what do you do specifically that sets you apart from like the other ones? I love what you do, but I want you to tell them about it, and I'll follow up.
Sure. So I've been running this business since 2011, so it's 14 years. And what we do are 4 main services. We offer professional address services for business owners to put their licenses, either their professional, city, state, and any regulation licensing that they need for getting mail, receiving packages, and using on their websites and any of their promotional material. We have meeting space that's available by the hour. Our meeting space is open to the public, and so you can use our spaces 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and we have spaces that accommodate you and 2 guests all the way up to 15. And we have multiple locations throughout Florida and nationwide as well. For our phone support, we do answer our phones in 8:30 to 5 Monday through Friday in English, Spanish, and we do have a Creole speaker at the moment as well. And with that, we act more like an in-house receptionist. So it's not a call center where we're just taking a message.
Gotcha.
We actually know about our clients. We do a full orientation with them. So we are an extension of their company. We know how to answer, what they do, the services they provide. We can provide pricing. We can book appointments. We send emails on their behalfs. We can manage their calendar, confirm. We can do management of the lead pipelines, so follow up on leads, proposals, making sure contracts get closed, anything that a growing business owner needs to be successful. They're out there networking, trying to grow their business, but then they're the only person running the business, so things kind of hit a brick wall at some point. So we're really there to kind of fill in either full-time, part-time, or seasonally where they need that without having to take on the overhead of having employees on a full-time basis.
Gotcha. Okay. So going back to what you said on the seasonal part of it, what do you mean by that? Because I know some of these services similar to yours, they're like, hey, it's a set contract, set price, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever that is, and it doesn't matter if the volume is 1 or 1,000. You sign that contract. That's what it is. How are you guys different with that?
And I do think that's what sets us apart. I kind of use the analogy a lot that we're like a grocery store. So whatever you're buying that month or that time, that's what you're paying for. So if you're having a huge Super Bowl party, you're going to buy a lot of food, your bill's going to be higher.
Yeah.
Where if it's a normal, regular monthly cycle, it might be lower. So seasonal, like my irrigation or when it's hot or spring, they're very busy, but in the winter, they're very slow. So his bill's very low in the winter
Makes
months,
sense.
but it's busier in the summer and spring when he has that income. Same with like my roofers, hurricane season, CPAs. You know, they're very busy from December to April or May, and then they might not use services
Gotcha.
during the other months. Might not be as busy.
What other times? Because I know you've told me that you had a client who was out on maternity leave, and that was a time where you just stepped in. They didn't have to slow their business down or kind of close office, so to speak, or shut themselves off for that to happen. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So we work with a lot of entrepreneurs, men and women, and they can take maternity or paternity leave to focus on their family. So what I really
Or vacation.
or vacation.
You need to go on a cruise for a week.
Then you'll have the maternity leave, right? Okay.
9 months later, they get them twice.
And so we really help them fill in those gaps because at that point, your business still has to run so that you can make money to provide for your new family. And so we might take on more tasks during those times, assisting with just scheduling out a little further, answering more while our client is able to focus on their work-life balance a little more during those times.
Gotcha. And I do want to say something. I work with a lot of businesses, startups, and one thing that we always get into when I consult with is they want the credit, and they want this, they want to grow. If you are using your home address, okay, to start your business, that's fine. Switch it immediately. Here's why. You need to get Google verified. And what they offer at their services, an address where mail actually is received, not rejected, right? So when these backgrounds are coming in, you're getting more, get these bids better. You talked about earlier, one of the things with payroll with ADP is that we are a certified payroll service, which means if you want a government contract, right, you need certified payroll services, and ADP can offer that. You were telling me how you fall into that space too because of your location.
Yes, we are in downtown Orlando. Our zip code is 32801. So we do meet the requirements. So if you're looking into doing government contracts, one of the requirements is to have the address within those designated zones, and our address is in that zone.
Okay, cool. And if you're out there, I know I've pushed a lot of business over to you. Like if you're an electrician, like I started thinking about the people like electricians, you said landscaper, HVAC people. Like if you're up on a ladder, right, and you have 240 volts running through something, the last thing you want to do is reach for a phone 8 feet up in the air, right? And to be honest, I've met a lot of contractors. You guys do great work in your field. You're not good at talking to people, right?
Yes.
And this is where I see where you fill in that blank. The fact that he can probably get to probably 5 or 6 phone calls in a day, depending on the schedule or her schedule. Like, how much more can you X that just by doing what you guys do?
Yes, we work with a lot of home services. It's very helpful for them. Their hands are dirty or in the mud or they're up high. Workers' comp rates will go really high up. You can keep answering your phones or try to check your emails. So outsourcing that to us really helps them focus on the task they're doing. They can call us back, send photos, have us send quotes or invoices, have us collect payments, have us schedule follow-up calls, and set additional appointments, as well as give us pipelines to follow up as leads come in, because we'll be calling and setting up the next day's appointment or the next week's appointment while they're focusing on the current jobs. We work a lot with attorneys as well and medical professionals. With attorneys, you don't want to be an attorney answering your call. That's billable hours going out the drain. So with attorneys, we can set up the appointments, take the consultation fees, get the intake paperwork, and help become a healthy wall for our attorneys that
Okay.
are trying to have their solo practices. And same with our medical professionals, doctors, lawyers, therapists. They are client facing, so they need to focus on the patient in front of them.
Right. Yeah.
And answering a patient that needs to reschedule or that needs another follow-up appointment, these things can get in the way of them following up with their notes and actually being active with their patients.
Gotcha. One of the beautiful things I think you add, and if you don't see it, I don't know what, but it's you could be a startup, small business, solopreneur, and you add a group like yours, and you're adding departments that would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, like the lead follow-up part of it, the lead review, and those things, making sure contract. How many times I've seen it in previous employers, right, where contracts were dropped, or one of the rules that we have is time kills deals, right? Speed to close is what gets people there, and if you're trying to wear every hat, you are not a Hydra. You don't have that many heads, friend. Okay, you're just not. Talk about the space downtown. You said that so you have the service, right, of the answering, those parts of it. Is that the having the address there, using the space there? Is that an extra? Is that something that gets added to, or is that something that you can do it all?
Yeah, our clients can use our services kind of like Legos, take what they want, don't take the others. So some clients just use our professional address service. Some clients just use admin services here and there or full-time. And some people use a combination of everything we have. Or some people will just come and use a conference room. Maybe they have their own space, but maybe they want to have a team meeting and their office is at their house. They're not going to have their team meeting at their house. They want to just once a year or once a quarter come in, meet with their team and flesh things out. We have all the audio, video equipment you need, whiteboards, you can order in lunch, we'll set everything up. The same if you want to meet with like an investor or somebody that's a high level client that you're trying to attract. You could be very good at what you do, but you could also be starting up. Right. If you want to meet them at a other restaurant, that might just not look as professional.
Don't go to the Starbucks.
Yeah, you might not look as professional. You want to, when they come off the elevator, be greeted by a receptionist, see a beautiful floor. That shows permanency, that shows that you are a part of the community.
That's a huge word.
And so that really gives you a good image. And then your staff could be in there cleaning up the dishes, putting out the salads, refreshing the coffees and the beverages. And you could really just look a lot bigger, a lot because you can do the work, yes. But sometimes image can take away from that if you don't have the funds immediately.
It's such a small amount when you look at like the return on investment. When you look at the ROI, it's such a small output for the input that you're going to get in the end of it. About the amenities, you have the rooms. I've seen it myself. What else is in that space that they are able to use besides just the meeting spaces?
Yeah, so we have a full cafe, coffee, tea, water. We have computer stations to do work at. If you don't have your own, we have a place to sit and do work. We also have binding machines, industrial hole punch. It's like my favorite little machine in the office. I just love it.
It's an industrial hole puncher?
We have laminators. We have the professional copies. So you can make large format copies or a lot of copies.
Okay.
You're not having to run to like another print copy place to make these things and then run here and there. Everything's in one spot for you. And you can have staff that can put all that together for you. So you don't have to be the one making the copies of the 15 documents and binding them and putting the table of contents in. Gotcha.
So why would you because right there, you don't have to go to Starbucks, right? Or get there, right?
We got coffee.
You got coffee. You're not at, do they still have Kinko's? I'm not sure. I'm on the road. I don't see Kinko's anymore, or like coffee place. Who's going to greet the staff, make sure they're there, make sure everything is set up? Like that's a huge win for that. When you look back, what's the biggest evolution that you've seen in the change and moving forward? 'Cause nowadays, there are there's the external competitors, right? Like I'll just get somebody from, which I don't suggest, because here's a group that's in-house in the United States, understands the nuances of our culture and those things. But more importantly, when they hear a certain thing, they know exactly what you're going for. What are some of the things that you're kind of people bring up, but we could answer for with what you guys are doing?
I mean, I've been in the industry 20 years, so lots of evolution. Back when we first started answering, we were logging all the calls by hand. We were using an Access database. We use a different technology for our type of industry at the moment that helps a lot of streamlining. It auto-populates the caller so we know who's calling. We have screens with all the information. We can click to transfer calls, announced, or bring them back. We can send emails. Everything's in one space.
Gotcha.
And it's all automated. I mean, and in the future and currently now, there's a lot of AI, right? But I don't know if you've called a company that's using AI.
I don't know.
It is noticeable. You can also call a company that's a call center that's noticeable as well.
Right.
So we are in that niche that we are local. There are the same staff that are very familiar with you. We get to know your clients as well. So there is that connection that we can build. And all those things are great. There's a lot of room for places like that. You just have to find what works for you. So the clients that we service are very customer oriented. You know, customer service is high level to them, that white glove service. And so that's kind of where we offer that to our clients.
Gotcha. Don't miss out. All right. Okay. Alexis will be here through lunch, right?
Yes.
So if you want to come down and talk to her directly, 317 Virtual Services is the group that's sponsoring today. But come down and have some lunch. We're at Marlowe's Tavern. All right, we'll be here. The lunch starts at 12:30, but we'll be here throughout afterwards too, so you can come direct and ask some questions or anything. With the space that you have there, if somebody's, they started with you on the phones and now, can they move into those like different levels of with you? Say, I actually want a physical space now. I want to be here full time, kind of thing. Can they grow into that?
Yeah. So our partner, Your Office USA, offers the physical monthly space, and they can rent it out by month or for the year or multiple years. And it is a fully furnished office. So you have your furniture, your phone number, your receptionist, conference room space, the address, everything that you would need, the internet, the cleaning, tech support, anything you need. You just literally have to bring your files and your computer.
Wow. Okay. What's your favorite part of what you do?
So when I was young, I used to play Office all the time. Ironic, right?
Some people played Doll, Doctor, House.
I played Office. I did interviews. It was great. I had my little stapler and my little tape and everything and my little papers. And I used to make like carbon copies. But I just love learning so much because we have so many different companies we service. So we work with attorneys, home services.
Okay.
I've had magicians, hairstylists, different consultants in business. I just have so much random knowledge in different industries, and I just love that. Plus, I just like being able to see somebody that's so passionate about what they do. They believe in themselves. They believe in the product they have.
Yeah.
And then being part of that success because, they're really at a part where they're struggling. They're trying to get it together, because they know what they have is good and it's going to be great.
Right.
They just need some help. And so I love being part of that journey, helping them grow and really be part of the community and, offering those great services to other people in our community.
Yeah. Well, ever since I've met you, I can see the passion in it too, especially in the space. I mean, they work there's 6 people in these small little space, and they're doing awesome work. They're answering phones and doing that. With the service that you guys offer, it's 8 to 5, correct?
8:30 to 5.
8:30 to 5. Is there ever an opportunity that you guys, if there's a request or something like that, for over or that amount, or just kind of locked in, or where
we do Eastern time, 8:30 to 5 for our phone answering. I have tons of vendors and tons of other people that I can refer for people that need after hours services.
Okay.
Our system is set up so that it can go to your cell phone at night or to a text message or to a voicemail. So I can assist with different routing of the calls after hours, or you could have a different service for after hours if needed. But we really want to push work-life balance. So we want our clients, there's not much reason why someone needs to call their attorney at 10 o'clock at night. They should mostly be calling 911.
Unless they're calling from jail. Well, or maybe they did, and now they are in jail, and that fact.
Yes, but then the attorney can have their after-hours service handle those kind of things. We do have some clients in the home service that do have like irrigation emergencies and things like that, and we just have it set up to reach their cell
Gotcha.
phones.
Okay.
For those
Yeah.
few and far betweens, the client usually can help, or they can go to their after-hours service.
Gotcha. I'm a small business, okay? I'm starting out. I want you to answer calls. What else should I be looking at? Like, do you guys do? Because you talked about the contract part of it, but the calendar part of it, like, how do I know where to go and when I need to be there? Like, let's say I'm a lawn service person, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so we work with all client systems. We don't make them use our system. So if you use a Google Calendar, if you use Outlook, if you're in home services and you use House Calls Pros or Jobber, if you're an attorney and you use Clio or MyCase or any of those other CRMs, we have worked with several different companies and different CRMs. So we know most of them, and most of them are pretty much the same. So you can teach us your systems, and we can just make sure that your calendar is set up to the parameters. What you need drive time, you need breaks in between. We make sure our clients take lunch, our clients remember special events and things like that. Make sure they're not missing their kids' field trips and things like that. We're going to make sure that your calendar aligns with what you're trying to do, because I do it to myself, and I know a lot of small business people, they overbook. They want to take on too many things. They have trouble saying no.
Yeah, 100%.
And so we help them manage their calendar based on what they've shared is that they want to have each day.
Okay. So you guys almost like now you're in the counseling psychologist field. Like, no, you need to go to this lunch, or Timmy needs you at the baseball game. You know.
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of my clients 20 years now. I've known them when they were single, got married, had children. Also, I love to connect them with other clients that I know are in need of something. They'll come to me and ask for, so what does this client do for this vendor, or like, what is a good CRM? So if I have that knowledge, I'd love to share with my clients, because I've had experience in different industries, different companies with 20 years. So I can be that reliable person, or even just to complain like, oh my gosh, it's like this, and I could be like, well, it's okay, because the other people in your industry are experiencing the same. They're also slow, or they're also busy, or this is what this person did in that industry. So I could really help share the knowledge or connect them with other clients, because being a business owner can be so alone, so lonely sometimes.
Yeah. So you were saying, you talk about like the venting part of it. I don't know, is that extra? Like
no, okay. That's just because I'm nice.
Yeah. Listen, so it's interesting you bring that up though, because you're seeing business trends as they happen in real time. Like, you're more aware of that than the business owners that they're in.
Yeah, and I can see certain things. So I'll tell certain clients like, hey, this client started doing this type of, they joined the chamber and they've really seen results with this and that. I'll share like, hey, I know they've done this group and that group, and shared it to them. But I've also, 20 years, we had in 2008, that whole like real estate banking recession. So a lot of my realtors, mortgage, they took a step back, but because they had our services, they were able to be flexible with their overhead. And then in this last pandemic, my home inspectors blew up, my realtors blew up, my divorce attorneys blew up, my estate planners blew up. And so whereas some of my business and marketing consultant clients, they scaled back a little, but because they were able to either ramp up with us or scale back with us, that really helped them be very nimble in the industry. Yeah.
So here's a question from the gallery. Okay. What is the quirkiest or most unexpected task ever asked for your team to handle? And while you're doing that, I'm gonna take a drink.
We'll get just like personal requests sometimes. My client had me plan his own surprise party once.
What?
It became an issue because his spouse was also trying to plan something, and it was kind of a thing. But
he wanted you to plan his surprise birthday party
for him, yes. But his wife was also planning something, and I was interrupting their plans, so it was kind of a interesting thing.
Yeah. What about wow, that's a control person. That's really. All right. I want to remind everybody, we're here at Marlowe's Tavern at Waterford Lakes. Lunch is at 12:30. Not on us, not on Alexis. but on yourself. We do want to meet and join and network with us. I do want to point out some events that are coming up. So tomorrow, and that's Wednesday at the Lee Vista Rock and Brews. All right, starting at 5 o'clock, we have our next level real estate and trades networking. And that is a chamber event. You can go to the website eocc.org to register for that. I think last time we had, were you there at that one?
No, but I heard it was like too many people
We didn't have enough. We have about 140 that showed up. All right. But then also Thursday morning, and this will be at the Jewett Hospital there in downtown Orlando Health. At 8:30, we have Coffee Club downtown. Parking is right across the street. You just cross the street, go to the 7th floor, great seating, and coffee's on me. I promise. All right. Also, May 14th, this is next Wednesday. All right. We have the Women in Successful Endeavors, the WISE Luncheon. This is about strong minds, strong women navigating mental health with confidence. We got some great panelists on that one too. So I know Dr. Priscilla Hill, Melissa with a Y.
I love her. She's also a client of mine.
Yeah. They'll be there. I think they're moderating, and there's two other people there. So it's a great luncheon. If you really want to do like networking with decision makers, and in my opinion, as long as I've been with the chamber, the luncheons are great. The lunches are always better to make those kind of contacts. We also have one on this is the Interchange group that's doing it. Priced Out, Housing and Affordability, and it's ripping effect on our local economy. That's Wednesday the 21st. Now, this is, and then we'll go back to you. So this is very important. This is all to you members, all right? August is just around the corner, and on August 21st, we are having our business expo, okay? We have a limited number of tables, okay? Very limited number from last year. A lot of our members already have access to, because of their level, they have access to the table. If we reach out to you or you reach out to us and you let us know you're going to have that table is yours. Which means for those of you who are not members or wanting to get, or you're at a different level and want a table, we're talking about 150 plus tables or vendors, over 500 people. It is a massive event, and we want you to be there, but we need you to contact us about those tables ASAP. All right.
I went last year. It was an amazing event. I met Certified Best there. I met Upfront CPA there. My client, Rosenthal Meyer, was there, and Tier 1 Pro Inspection.
Perfect.
Lots of friends and business contacts. Yeah. I didn't even know there was a second room until 2 hours in.
Yeah.
It was a huge event, really successful, great food.
Yeah, we have this year it'd be larger, but still limited. And I like the after party. That's why I go. I sweat it out just to come and Marlowe's afterwards. So, gold membership and up, you guys already have a free table. Take advantage of this. It's first come, first serve. If you're not in, even though you have it available to you, you're going to miss out on it. All right. So with 317, if I'm coming to you, you do a full write up on us and kind of find out where we can. What's the onboarding like? So
I do an orientation. I'll meet with the business owner, and we'll just go through scenarios like what happens if a current client calls? What are step A, B, and C? How do you need that to proceed? What if a potential client calls? What if it's a networking contact, a telemarketer? We'll go through your calendar procedures, what days you have appointments, how long your appointments are, how many appointments you want for each day, and just outline all the people that work for the company, how they each like to be contacted. Some people like text, some people like emails, some people like calls. So it's very customized to each client. We'll get all the credentials to all of their systems and just make sure that we're fully implemented into their business.
Gotcha. Listen, everyone, we're going to have to get going. Again, and thank you, Alexis, with 317 Virtual Workplace Solutions. If you're still doing the old school thing of trying to answer your phone, trying to reply to, or ignoring certain phone calls, you're missing out on business. You're missing out on growth. You're missing out. All right. Contact. It's a free sit down. They'll go over it with you. If it works for you, great. If it does, you can continue in the mess you're in. But if you don't want to, not in this year, not in this kind of marketplace that exists, you need professionals like with Alexis, what she's doing with her group, to help you grow, help you expand the areas that you can cover. And if you're looking for funding 2 or 3 years down the road, get it set up now, because your address is going to affect you, right? Your These small little decisions you make now will affect you in the future. All right. We're here at Waterford Lakes at Marlowe's Tavern. We're about to have lunch. You should join us if you're on your way. Great. If you're not, get in the car now. All right. Bike, scooter, or walk if you're close. Thank you, everybody. If you want to know more about the events, eocc.org has all that you need there. Looking forward to meeting each and every one of you.